What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sang. Today I'm walking around this beautiful neighborhood, which I actually been over here before, but I decided to come back again because just something about this neighborhood, man. It's so peaceful. I just like being over here a lot, and I think that's mostly because like we're right on the water. So there's a park where when you live in this neighborhood, the only way to get into it, you have to have a key. My aunt and uncle live out this way, but I would have to go out the way to their house if I really want to get that key. So to bypass that, we're just gonna see if it's open. If it is, I'll take you guys down to the water. If not, we'll keep pushing straight. But outside of that, what I want to talk about today is that this morning, the first thing I saw, the first video I saw when I woke up, there was a pastor, and I think it's weird. I think the pastor was from what? What? Yeah. Okay. That was random. A car of like young black guys pulled up on me, asked if I was vlogging, and another one wanted to ask a question, and his friend just kept going. Anyways, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the water back there? I don't know. I don't know how well that's gonna show up on the GoPro, but anyways, I woke up this morning. One of the very first videos I saw was this pastor from out in Kansas City, and he was calling his congregation broke. The exact words, I swear on everything, the exact words was broke, busted, and disgusted. And he called them that because they wouldn't buy him a watch. And for the first video I saw, I guess he was reading off a piece of paper. It was his apology. Not sincere at all. Once you gotta read off something that's not sincere, that's not from the heart. So that's already, he didn't care. I think that was just damage control, because the main video, which I saw after that, he straight up was in the middle of doing a sermon or whatever you want to call it in the church. And he just broke out and was like, I asked y'all to buy me a Movado watch a couple months ago, and y'all still ain't bought it for me. Well, y'all just broke. He's like, I'm not worth this. Am I not worth your such and such? And I'm just looking at it. And to the people in the congregation, he must do this all the time, because they didn't even seem fazed by it. They just got up and was like, preach, pastor, preach. And it's like, what are you talking about? First off, that's a false prophet. As a pastor, you're not even supposed to be doing all that. Like, you're not supposed to be preaching the word of God so your congregation can buy you things. And see, that's how and in our community, that's how we got the whole pastor gotta have a nice house, pastor gotta have a nice car, pastor gotta have a nice watch. That's how we got that little goofy saying you be seeing in the comedy movies from like back in the day for our community. That's not what a pastor is supposed to be doing at all. That's a false prophet. You really just evil, leading your congregation into you're not leading them to heaven, I can tell you that much. You're not even preaching to them right. And the only reason I brought this up, because this is the second pastor I done seen in like a 2 or 3 week span that was also stuff like this. There's another pastor from up in New York that went viral recently because oh, they locked it. There's people in this park, but they locked that door behind them, so I can't get in there. But there was a pastor in New York where you would think he was a rapper or a drug dealer from the way he dresses. He has on Louis Vuitton suits, Gucci suits, big dumb iced out necklaces, iced out rollies on his wrists, pushing a Bentley. And you wonder why people take Christianity as a joke, bro. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people. So coming up, it was one thing not to know if God was real or not. So I think we all have that. Not all of us, but I think most of us at some point in life be like we'll question it. We'll be like, well, how do we know he's real? And you might yell out to the sky or something and you don't hear nothing back, right? And you just be like, well, I've never seen him and he don't talk to me, so this can't be real. So you might have thoughts like that. If you're agnostic, I think it's agnostic, where you be like, I can't confirm or deny if he's real or whatever. You might have thoughts like that, but then there has been many a times when I was younger Where I'll see in Christianity, fake pastors where all they care about is money. All they care is about what they can get up out their congregation. If somebody, hold on. Alright. If somebody from the congregation is actually in need and needs help at the moment, they won't give them a dime. But this person and their family could have been donating since they were children. I done seen it all. And it really makes you not take the religion seriously when you see so much of that. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, that's false prophets and whatnot. But that does make it harder for me to find a church. So what I ended up doing, I did go ahead, I got that study Bible that was like $60. And I'm kind of glad I did, because the breakdowns, the pictures, the explanations work so well that once I read it for myself and I get a good comprehension, I do Bible study like right after that. And everything clicks even more after Bible study for the same chapters I just read. So it's perfect. I'm glad I got it. It was definitely worth the $60. And I'm in a cool little community where I can do that and have Bible study with people online and just talk to them about whatever I need to when we're not in Bible study. My issue is finding a church. It's hard to trust pastors and stuff. Last time I even thought about a church, I remember it was like years ago. My mom, she didn't really dig deep into it with me, but she was going through a rough period at the time. And whatever was going on, I remember she told her sister, because her sister is religious, and she was like, you should come to church with me on Sunday, because you haven't been in like an extreme long time. You're going through some things. It'd be best to reconnect with the Lord, which sounds wonderful, honestly. Like, that sounds great. What a wonderful gesture. So my mom, that whole week leading up to the Sunday, I remember she had pulled her Bible out. She was getting back into it. She seemed like her spirits were lifting up. Sunday comes, she goes to church, comes back, she's angry. And me and my dad kind of just looked at each other, and we were just like, what happened? And she explained to us what ended up happening at the church that my aunt, for whatever reason, frequents on the regular. And I don't know if she still goes there, but at the time she did. And at this church, you know how they pass the collection plate around? I don't know if every church does that, but I know black churches do it real heavy. This is why I have an issue with finding a church. So when she was sitting there listening, the collection plate came to her. She put $10 in it, passed it on. Not even 2 minutes later, a new plate hit her hand, and she was just like, oh no, I already donated. So she thought somebody accidentally passed it down the same row, and she passed it to the person next to her, and they was like, no, that's the new plate. There's multiple plates going around. And my mom said she happened to look up, and there was like 3 or 4 plates simultaneously going around nonstop. So my mom was like, no, I donated already. What is this? I'm not gonna keep putting money in here every 2-3 minutes while this pastor does his sermon. And what ended up happening, every time a plate came to her, she automatically passed it to the side, and the people around her looked at her like she was crazy because she didn't keep adding money to these plates, which you shouldn't be doing to begin with. And then once the service was over, because you know black church lasts forever, that lasts for hours. So imagine like 3-4 plates going around simultaneously nonstop for hours. Yeah. And then people kept giving her the stink eye because she just kept passing the plates back. She didn't put nothing into the new ones. So once it was over, there was a line to get out the door. There was only one way to get out, and she said it was the pastor and 2 big dudes that looked like bouncers. And when it was their turn, as they got closer to the door, my mom said that the people, she noticed that there was this big box, this big clear box that people were putting money into, and you couldn't leave without putting money into the box. My mom said when they got to the door, she just kept stepping, and they was like, excuse me, sister, you forgot to donate. She's like, I donated already. And she just kept walking, and everybody looked at her like she was crazy. And she got mad at my aunt. She was like, you come here every week? They do this every week? She was like, well, yeah, that's how the church is. And my mom was like, I'm never coming back here with you again. She really couldn't even focus on what dude was saying because like the plates and everything. So she was just angry. But I understood her anger because like, why is that a thing? Why are we doing this non-stop? Is this open? Oh, this is open. Hey. I'm gonna take y'all to this water down here. So But yeah, my mom did that nonstop. And she was just, I mean, she said they did that nonstop and she was so angry. And she was like, I'm never doing this again. Like, I'm never going back with you. And then whatever she was going through, I don't know if she got over it. But I just felt bad for her. And I remember being extremely angry at my aunt. Because, like, she trying to confide in you. Whatever. Whoa, I almost fell down these steps. But yeah, she tried to confide in you to let her know whatever was going on with her. And this is where you take her, you know? So I think moving forward, it's gonna be a while before I find a church. For real. But I don't know. I can't donate my money and time and listen to false prophets speak and they pulling up the church and Benzes and stuff. Like, you're not supposed to do all that if you're a pastor. Look at this, y'all. It's beautiful. Yeah, this is wonderful. Okay, that's all I wanted to get on. It just disgusts me. But I'm gonna get back to listening to my Bible study. There's like a random one that started while I was walking, and I just started listening to it. So I'm gonna actually get back to that. So until next time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Oh, let me get this as my background. It's actually better. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video when I drop, because you already know who it is. It's saying